guys, this is Destiny, and I am back with the mini series that I was teaching on how to be authentic in an illusional world. And I think I did a part one and a part two, and then I got away from it to start doing some other things. But I have to come back and finish this. This is supposed to be a mini series. I did part one, and I was talking about be yourself being a paradox. And I just encourage everyone, just be yourself. Be your natural, authentic self. You cannot go wrong when you're being yourself. And that is how to be authentic in an illusional world. I talk about the different masks that people put on for different occasions, or how they dress people or a situation or event that they may arrive in. And we use masks all the time for different things to disguise the real self, the real who we are. And so these masks, I was saying that these masks sometimes can be very tricky because what it does, they hide your identity. They hide your true self. And that was part of the things that I spoke on in part one. Then part two, I talked about the authenticity. And it doesn't mean being exclusive, And so that's another thing. When we are talking about labeling ourselves as authentic, and then that's when our genuineness is at risk. So we put on the fake disguises, as I said, we wear the mask, and a lot of times the selfies I was talking about, we're so fascinated about ourselves, taking these pictures, and the portrait of a fake society that we're living in, and the social media sites now, they are becoming very a fake place in a fake world. And guys, I also talked about in part two about the photos or murals with a memory. And we constantly selfie taking pictures, and those phones with the memories in them. We constantly doing these kind of things. So we have become the prey of our image perfect society. And like as I was saying, Instagramming a lot of time is so much more important when you're out there Instagramming a meal rather than you consuming the meal, that you were taking part of the time to eat that meal. And so it's a lot. That was on part two. And now ending up talking about your fear of becoming disposable. It turns your self-preservation mode on. Rather than being authentic, you care more about being relevant. Yes, relevant, okay? So now I told you I was going to go into part three of this mini series. I'm going to tell you 5 ways to be more authentic. 5 ways to be more authentic. I'm just going to go right on into it because I don't want to prolong this as long. Guys, listen, because true belonging only happens when we present our authentic, imperfect selves to the world. Our sense of belonging can never be greater than our level of self-acceptance. Y'all get that? I'm going to tell you these 5 ways to be more authentic, then Destiny is out of here and back to my job. The first thing I want to talk about, 5 ways of being authentic. Number 1 is increase self-awareness. Authenticity is not something you have, but it's a goal. It's something you pursue, part of the painful learning experience of being human. It's intrinsically tricky due to constant social pressures to live in authenticity. It requires courage, and it also requires clarity. Write your personal definition of authenticity. And I encourage y'all to just, do that. Take time and put in the description box your personal definition of what authenticity means to you, being authentic means to you. Reflect on who you are and who you want to be. Tune in on yourself. You're really tuning in on yourself. And most important, guys, what do you want to be? Focus on that, and just focus on what you really want to be, because clarity, it drives action. Number two, how to become more authentic. Now, is to recognize the mask you wear. You are human. You are not the only one wearing mask. Being authentic is anything but easy. Wearing a mask is not always negative. Sometimes it's how you adapt to a uninviting world or uninviting places or being around uninviting people who pushes you out of their arena, you know. But you take the workshop, for example. Most companies, they don't want employees to bring their souls to work. All they want is your body. You better be there, your body. And you be there and you're going to be there bright and early and you're going to get that job done. They don't want your soul. They don't want your soul sitting there on that job all day. They just want your body taking up that space and doing what you have to do on that job. Are you able to recognize the mask that you are wearing or that you have been wearing or that you may still be wearing? However, most masks can be avoided, like faking who you are in social media. Boy, don't we do it all the time? That's a place where you can put on our mask and our disguise, and we can fake a whole lot of things and a whole lot of people, and we can deceive only ourselves. Sometimes it's how you adapt to uninviting places. I'm telling you guys, we have to recognize the mask that we're wearing. However, most masks can be avoided, like faking who you are. And I'll say that again. We fake who we are a whole lot of times on social media. When you are under pressure, when you are under pressure, how do you act? Reflect each day on the mask you wear and why you choose to wear that mask. It's important, though, to never confuse the mask with who you are. Never confuse the mask with your true self. And don't let the characters you play take over your identity. And that's generally why masks are worn, which is to cover the identity, your true, beautiful, and authentic self, and to live continuously in an illusional world. And that's where the ego plays its part in your life as well. Number three, these are the 5 ways to be authentic. Number 3 is we wear masks to hide who we are. And I say that over and over again because many times we do, and a lot of times we're not conscious of that we are doing that. And why are we afraid to embrace our vulnerability? I don't know why, but most of us are. We are afraid to face or we're afraid to embrace our vulnerability. So I'm asking you, are you afraid of what others will think of you? Are you afraid of what people say about you? Are you afraid of what people think about you? Are you afraid of people getting too close into your personal space? Or are you just hard on judging your own self? And you possibly are your hardest judge. So being authentic, guys, is accepting that you are not flawless. You have doubts. You do make mistakes. I make mistakes. I still make them. And then, are you afraid of showing your real emotions? We always got to cover up. Every time we do something, got an excuse to dismiss how we are acting or why we're acting in that way. Guys, you are only humans. And it's just like me and the rest of the world. We are only humans. We are spiritual, infinite beings having a temporarily human experience on this planet. So guys, we are human. So just relax. Trust the universe. Go with the flow. Be all you know how to be. And what that you don't know how to be, then trust the universe. It will get you to the place of being your true and authentic self. It's not about being perfect, guys, but it's about being true to yourself. So don't take yourself too seriously, and we a lot of times do. And sometimes we make mistakes and we fall away into places like, oh, it hurts. We take it so serious and beat ourselves up, and we just so hard on ourselves. Think of your life as a prototype. You are always adjusting and always making changes. And hey, nothing wrong with that. It's anything but finished. That's what we see our life as. It's anything but finished. And that's a good thing because there's a lot of times we have to constantly go with the flow. We have to accept the things that it does not, resonate with us, or I mean, sometimes we need to make a change. And I told you for the video, change you, change it, whatever it is that you don't like about who you are yourself, then you got the power within you to change that. You can change you. And whatever you're doing through the process of changing you or growing or working at being or becoming your greatest self, then you're going to have fun at it. Have fun. Live life. Don't worry about what people think or what people are saying of you. When you laugh about your flaws, guys, it's okay. It's you. You will stop worrying when someone else makes fun out of you. When you can laugh about the mistakes in your life, the wrongs you do in your life, and you can laugh about those things and relax at it. Hey, laugh about it. That's when you're going to stop worrying about what other people think of you or what other people are saying of you. Number 4, the 5th way to be authentic, more authentic, is being present. Being present, being in that present moment. That is a hard place to be. Being in that present moment because we so hung up on living in our past life, doing those things that we always been comfortable with doing, those things that we are always familiar with, those things we find it so hard to detach ourselves. But being present is hard for a lot of people. And that is where we need to get into that present now, that present moment. And when we live in an era of distractions, that's all we live in. There's so much out there competing for our time and our attention. Guys, so many distractions. We got jobs, we got children to deal with, we got homework assignments through school, we got assignments from our bosses and programs and everything. We have so many distractions. But checking the screen on your phone when your friend is sharing something personal, it's not only rude, and we do it. We invite a friend out to lunch, or we're going to hang out and do this together today. We're going to do all these great, fantastic things. And the moment you get around those people, it's always looking at your phone. Always got to be texting somebody. Always answering a text, or got to be answering a call. And you're giving no time or no attention to that person that you invited out that's supposed to be so important and special to you. You are constantly detaching yourself away from being with people. And the more you detach yourself away from being with people, then you're going to continue still living this illusional world because you're allowing the world to program you to be all the things that you're really not. So, not being present is as inauthentic as hiding your own feelings. And I've asked you this in a video. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? What's the worst thing that can happen? What is the worst thing that can happen? Stop running. Stop running. You're not in this alone. We are in this together. We are all one. We are one with God. We are one with the universe. We are all one. So learn to follow your instincts, guys. Embrace your improvisation. Explore an unfiltered version of yourself. Not just of your pictures and your beautiful selfies that you just love taking. It just makes your life, it makes your world, makes your day. Overcome self-doubt to unleash your true self. I'll say that again. Overcome self-doubt to unleash your true self. That's what you need to do. And the last thing, then I'm out of here. I'm running and going back to my job. The 5th thing we can do to become more authentic is accept feedback as a gift. And a lot of times we take feedback as an attack against us. Oh, somebody won't say that. They won't give me some advice and tell me how to do this and tell me how to do this. And, they always got to get input on what I'm doing. And it's not, this shouldn't be done this way. We so quick to just latch out at people and just dismiss that people sometimes with sending love and peace and they're trying to help us, to encourage and edify us, to help us be better. But we a lot of times don't accept it that way. We don't accept it as a gift or someone who really having a passion for us, because we always constantly fighting or warring against us. So accept feedback as a gift. And a lot of times, I said, we always on that attack against each other. We're always fighting. And that's the mask that other people wear in front of you. They will say a lot of times about your authenticity. You know, that mask that other people wear, they give in front of you and they do a lot of things. And that say a lot about your authenticity. When you are genuine, guys, you encourage others to be their genuine, authentic self as well. I mean, when you are genuine, it doesn't matter what people say or what they're saying or how they're saying it. You embrace it as, hey, light, love, and peace, and they are helping you. But if you hide your feelings and you pretend to be someone you are not, then don't expect other people to be honest with you. They can't be no more honest with you than you are with yourself. So embrace your feedback, guys. Any feedback that anyone comes your way to build on or to add something toward, accept that feedback as an unexpected gift and as a gift from the divine creator God to help you to grow to your more beautiful and authentic self. Guys, people are mirrors that reflect your blind spots. They all the time, yes they do. Listen to what others tell you or how they behave in your presence will help you reflect on your authentic self. So trying to please others is anything but genuine. It is a big flaw, there are big mistakes, and the worst place that you can fall into. I keep telling you, stop trying to please people. I am a witness. It does not work. It will end up killing you, destroying you, making you bitter and angry and very frustrated. I've been on that side of the fence. So, guys, if you are hiding your feelings or you pretend to be someone that you are not, like I said, don't expect other people to be honest with you. You got to be honest with yourself. That's your true authenticity. And like I said, people are mirrors and they reflect their blind spots, and you're going to see a whole lot of that. But listen to what others tell you or how they behave in your presence. It will help you reflect on your authentic self. So, trying to please other people, again, I'm going to say it again. It is anything but genuine. Others can make you aware of this mask that you're wearing, but it's up to you to pull it back and take a real look on the inside of you and say, hey, you know, this is not who I am. I can be better. I thank you for sending the gift to show me some of the things, some mistakes, some of the things that I could work on to be my better self. So what you do about what people are showing you about yourself, what you would do about it, and how you address it, that is all on you. And guys, that is 5 ways to become more authentic. And I'm going to be out of here, and I will come back at the next video, this mini series, and I will pick up on part 4, and I'll be talking about give yourself permission to change. Give yourself permission. That will be part 4 of this series. I'm out of here. I love you guys. I will see you at the next video. I'm out of here. This was quick, fast, and a hurry. I got my job to go back to. I love you guys. Come and stay.